Hey guys, nobody knows this temple exists, but you don't want to miss this. Imagine a 1,000-year-old temple hidden in a remote village, but it has clear evidence of ancient technology. Let me show you. As you enter the temple, you are intuitively going to look up, and there it is, one giant stone with 20 feet diameter cut and placed on the top as a ceiling block. Look at it. Do you think you can make this with chisels and hammers? It is a miracle that this giant monolithic block is standing against gravity. But it gets better. It also has a 3D chandelier hanging from the center, just like how we have these grand chandeliers in mansions. But this one is not a chandelier that was assembled separately. It is also a part of the same stone block. Now, because you're watching this video on a screen, you see a two-dimensional visual. But let me show you the z-axis. You see the cylinder here that drops down from the center. See how deep it goes. So they have made it insanely elaborate, not only on the x-axis and the y-axis, but also on the z-axis. Look at it objectively and tell me your honest opinion. Is this possible without advanced technology? But there's one more detail. The chandelier in the center rotates. Yes, according to some locals, the hanging chandelier in the center is movable and can be manually rotated. I cannot confirm if this is a fact or folklore because we're not allowed to touch the ceiling, but to me, it looks rotatable. I've shown you a lot of rotating stone blocks in other ancient temples. So, is it possible that this chandelier also rotates? The other question is, why was it made rotatable? Take a few seconds and focus on how you would feel if you sit under this rotating chandelier. It will give you a psychedelic trip and take you to a strange place, immediately calming your nerves. And if you do it for a long time, it can have a spiritual effect on you. Can you even believe that? How did they make such a psychedelic brain twister using one single stone block? Do you think they were using chisels and hammers? Or were they using advanced machines, just like what we use today? Did ancient builders know about gears and complex machinery? If so, did they leave clues on the ceiling itself? If you zoom in, you can clearly see gear patterns inside. These are called planetary gears and we use them today, but they are carved in this ancient temple. Is it possible that they were using advanced machines? According to experts, this giant ceiling merely represents a lotus. But look at it. Is it a lotus or an advanced device like an arc reactor or a large hadron collider? Why did they carve such a model 1,000 years ago in this ancient temple? Let me show you one more detail that no expert knows, but the locals talk about this. At the very center, you see that hole? Yes, there is a depression at the very center. They say a large crystal or a diamond was attached to it, and it was so bright that it illuminated the entire hall. But let me show you some real evidence that's truly shocking. If you see here, you can see this thin line going this side and also on the other side. Now, your first thought is to think, aha, this is not one stone. This is made of multiple stones and they've joined them together. But no, look beyond these lines and you see these lines no longer continue. If it were made of two stone blocks, you would see these lines go all the way to the circumference. Instead, what you see is multiple cracks in several places. Why? Because this temple was struck by multiple earthquakes. In fact, this area is prone to earthquakes and experiences quite a bit of tremors. This is why this half, the last bit, is missing. It is shocking to see that this ceiling has withstood even earthquakes and is mostly intact even after 1,000 years. Let me show you something interesting. You can see these towers. I call them mini towers with a cone on top and a stem at the center. There are a series of these mini towers carved on the temple walls. But look what happened here. Because of the earthquakes, the stone blocks have moved a little and they are misaligned. The stems are no longer below the cones. It shows that some walls were not rigid and got shaken a little, while the other walls were strong enough to withstand the earthquake and still have these mini towers perfectly aligned. Authorities have understood this. They know that future earthquakes can cause significant damage to the ceiling. This is why they've placed metal columns around this ceiling. These iron pillars are new, placed in the last few decades, and you can also see iron beams on top to prevent it from collapsing. But we have more evidence that they in fact used advanced machines 1,000 years ago. These pillars, we can clearly see that these pillars were turned in lathe machines. You cannot make these columns. It's impossible to get these tool marks without a rotating mechanism. If you go to Wikipedia and look at this temple's page, archaeologists and historians do accept these are lathe-turned pillars. So they somewhat sheepishly accept that ancient builders used lathe machines 1,000 years ago. In the same page, they show the age of the temple as well. They tell us it was built around 1050 AD. That's just 25 years short of 1,000 years. So this temple, known as Tarakeshwara temple, is about 1,000 years old, and authorities confirm that ancient builders were using lathe machines during that time, which is solid evidence of ancient technology. But in this temple, you can also see half pillars. Look at this area. These columns don't go all the way to the bottom. They don't touch the floor, but they're here to support the beam. Ancient builders knew the risk of placing such a large monolithic ceiling on top, so they've added these half pillars as well. Half pillars are very rare. You don't see them often, and they look better than the full pillars. You can see something more interesting, and I call them sugarcane pillars. See how thin they are. They're very thin. Normally the pillars are huge, like this, but you can see these two pillars, they're very slender. They're probably only like half a foot diameter. Two here, two on that side, two on that side, and two on that side. So you have 8 sugarcane pillars. So these are all specialties of this temple. There's one more specialty I want to show you. In one lathe-turned pillar, they've also placed these elephants. But these 2 elephants are sharing one head. You can see 2 bodies on this side and that side, but there's only one head. I've shown you these optical illusions, but don't forget that this temple is a real brain twister. Is this one an illusion? Did you see 2 bodies? Check again, it may be an illusion that you were seeing an illusion. But so far, we have only used our eyes to understand this temple. And this doorway to the sacred chamber may need another sensory organ. Now, what do I mean by that? As soon as you see this doorway, you realize something is sketchy about it, But count the little columns here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Why are there 7 columns? Because if you tap on them, you can make these 7 musical notes like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. These 7 notes are called saptaswara in Indian classical music. And this doorway, which is again made of one rock, can make these 7 notes. Locals claim they have tapped on this and enjoyed the 7 notes. But again, today we're not allowed to tap on them, so I cannot confirm this. But I have already shown you the musical pillars of Hampi, and I've already shown you such doorways and have demonstrated the sound coming from them. So it is quite possible that this is a musical doorway. What kind of technology existed in ancient times to create these musical pillars? I have more interesting details to show you, but I've posted it in the members only section. So if you want to watch it, please click on the join button below and watch the exclusive video. The members only section has a lot of intriguing videos, so you won't be disappointed. I hope you guys liked this video. I am PraveenMohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you soon.